Sam Morril's latest comedy special, You've Changed, is streaming now on Amazon Prime. Sam Morril, for those of you who don't know, is a hilarious stand-up comic. He is the co-host of the We Might Be Drunk podcast, which is one of my favorite podcasts, co-host along with another favorite comic of mine, Mark Normand, and co-owners with Normand on Bodega Cat Whiskey, which is their own spirit. Comedians with spirits. Who would have thunk it? Yeah, I've been a fan of Sam's for a while now. I've watched his other specials. He's super funny. He's clever. He's dark. And I can best illustrate that darkness of his by this bit here related to guns, which is apropos to what we were talking about earlier. But he says that guns are like babies. Both are annoying on a plane. If you're dating someone new and they have either, it might be a problem. And eventually both will be in a school. He has this great, clever bit about Trump and Biden. And in part of it, he says that Trump versus Biden is like a drunk driver versus a driver that's falling asleep at the wheel. That was such a perfect description. A drunk driver, I would say that's Trump, versus a driver falling asleep at the wheel. I would say that's Sleepy Joe. And he has this chunk about smoking and cigarettes versus vaping. And he said that there's something more trustworthy about cigarette smokers versus vapors. He was like, if you see a detective in a movie and he's smoking a cigarette, you know that girl's going to be found. But if you see a detective vaping, that girl's gone. And he tells a story about, he's a comic from New York, so he takes the subway and stuff. And he tells this story that I definitely related to about, just taking the train and, crazy homeless people on the train. And he was like, there's nothing worse than when you lock eyes with the crazy person on the train and they come over towards you. That there's nothing worse. Which is fucking true. And he says that the other people on the train, they're watching, not like they're going to help you if something goes down, but they're more so watching you like, thank God he chose you. And it's definitely true. There's definitely a feeling you get. And it's definitely, when I'm on the other side of it, the feeling that I get. I'm like, oh, good, he's fucking with somebody else, not with me. New Yorkers are so desensitized to shit, yo. I was on the train today on my way home from work, and this lady, I'm like holding like one of the bars in the middle. The train's semi-packed, pretty packed. And she's like crossing in front of me to the point that she's like broke my hand off of like the grip I had off of the pole. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I noticed like other people moving away in the same direction that she is, like moving away from something. And then I like focus my attention to where the commotion is coming from. And it's like somebody fighting and screaming, where's my phone? Where the fuck is my phone? And you see people just getting off the train. And I followed suit, and everybody just like walked off the train in like lockstep into the next car. And then the train door just closes and everybody goes back to being in their own little worlds. But it bees like that sometimes on the A train. But yeah, folks, if you want to hear and watch a seasoned, dope stand-up comedian that will make you laugh, check out Sam Morril's latest comedy special, You've Changed, streaming now on Amazon Prime.